Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your man here, Caterade5, and today I'm back with a 5-minute review where we look at a fan game in under 5 minutes. As always, remember that this is my completely subjective opinion. Let's get to it. Today we're looking at a very serious Pokemon game by CrimsonTy, who's previously made Pokemon Experimental Traveler and Pokemon Glitched Error. This game sends the player to an unnamed city where the player has to gather orbs to stop a higher power. Let's get the elephant out of the room right away. Yes, this is a comedy game, and yes, I'm still going to share my thoughts on the game, even if this isn't as serious of a review as previous reviews have been. I won't be going over each of the topics I try to cover in other reviews, I'll just be going over what I liked and didn't like about the game. I try to make it funny, like the game is, but I'm not so good with humor, so I'll just leave that out. When I started the game, I thought I would go on to critique the poorly constructed title screen with a default word font, but I feel like with comedy games, all sense of polish is thrown out the window. In fact, I would praise this game in being so incredibly unpolished while still having the feeling that the game wouldn't crash. I describe it as controlled chaos. I guess I could comment on why the game feels like that. I could tell that through the complexity of certain events and the linear nature of the game that it wasn't going to crash. Keep in mind that these events were all over the place. Speaking of these events, I'd like to look at the writing. The dialogue to me in this game felt like free writing or speed writing slapped onto NPCs without being proofread in the slightest. Normally, this would be a horrible thing, but in this game it's brilliant. It uses the ability that Crimson has to create unique, random, off-the-wall ideas to communicate incredibly interesting dialogue. My favorite part of the game, writing-wise, is the bro house because the dialogue mixed so well with my sense of humor and I couldn't stop laughing throughout that section. The other thing that I loved about the NPCs is their titles. It felt like each NPC had a title that broke the fourth wall, which to me was hilarious. I'd say that most of the laughs I got out of this game came from the NPC titles. Titles like Young Man Who Is Old and Grunt E Pi to the 7th are some of my favorites that made most of the dialogue in this game pure gold. There are a few things I wasn't a fan of though. Firstly, I don't understand the addition of shadow Pokemon. I don't remember seeing any justification for them and they just seemed out of place. Secondly, it was difficult to follow the storyline. I assume that it was meant to be all over the place and just a joke, but I got the feeling that the ending scene was trying to explain everything so it all makes sense. Finally, I was upset to not have the running shoes. Yes, it's a short game, but running shoes is a quality of life thing that should be in all fan games no matter what. Again, I'm not a funny person and I wouldn't think that I'm a good judge of comedy. With that said, I thought a very serious Pokemon game was an enjoyable experience. The chaotic and random sense that surrounds the whole game made for an experience where I was laughing a lot of the time. As always, make sure to Mach Punch that like button and of course subscribe if you have not. But with that, you guys, I'm gonna get up out. This is Caterade5 signing out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a good day.